Hi guys, this is Architect Aris Basa. I'm happy to be with you again. I'll be sharing something with you in Revit. As you know, I am based here in Qatar, and if you are following sports, you know that the World Cup is ongoing. We've just entered the second week of the games, and it has been really amazing. Everybody's talking about Argentina's win last night, and just a few nights ago, the iconic goal done by Richarlison of Brazil was truly amazing. What an acrobatic shot! It's an iconic shot, as you can say. Congratulations to both teams for winning those group games, and we hope to see them more because really the South American brand of football is amazing. It's action packed and it is truly amazing to wait for. So because it's football fever, let's do something with football in Revit. Let's open a new project. Of course, we'll do the default metric. I'd like to thank our friends from RevitCity.com for providing professionals and students with a good source of Revit families. So I've just downloaded today. I've downloaded a basketball court and a football field. Let's just compare the size of this. As you know, I play basketball, and that is my sport. Most Filipino guys play basketball. I've been to football fields, but I haven't tried to run the whole length of the football field. But just looking at the size of it, I think I might not be able to run the whole length of it because of its massive dimensions. So today's topic will be drafting in Revit, using your CAD skills and bringing them into Revit, putting them to use for your projects. Before we proceed, let's just look at the comparison. Let's go to the 3D view and bring in these families that I've downloaded. Let's insert. Let's go to the massing. No, I'm in the 3D view already. I can just drag and drop this. Let's drop this field here. It's upgrading. It's done in Revit 2013. There it is. That's the size of it. Okay. Let's just go to the site plan. See how big this. Let's bring it to the center of our project. Okay. For everyone's information, the size, the standard distance of the elevation targets in Revit is how much? Let's measure it from point to point. It's about 50 meters. Okay, it's about 50 meters. So it shows 48,882. So the size of the football field is 105 meters here. 105 meters by 67.8, almost 68 meters. So that's the standard. We've checked that in Google, and FIFA recommends 105 meters by 68 meters width of football field. Right. However, the basketball court size is 28 by 15 meters. From that size alone, I feel that you can put 16 basketball courts in the football field. Let's bring in the basketball court. So what I'm doing is a feature of Revit where you can just drag and drop a family that you have downloaded. If it's located in one specific folder, you can just drag and drop it into your drawing area. This is done in 2010 version. It's upgrading to 2023. So that's the size of it. Is it coming in rendered? Okay, so we have color as well. Now let's see how we can fit them in. Now this is a nice family that I've downloaded. See, by default this is a basketball court, but if you choose the other option, let's say the NBA, this is the NBA version. If you choose the FIBA, of course that's the old FIBA court where you have this trapezoidal painted area. Now the FIBA is using this similar to the NBA lines, but there's another feature which is the netball. Look at the netball. So that's the netball. You have that behind. Okay. So we'll just use the NBA size, right? And let's try to fit it into the football field. Let's go to the site plan. Let's rotate this. If my assumption was right that we can fit about 16 basketball courts in the football field. It goes beyond, so let's just put it into our wireframe. Or maybe I'll lift it up a little bit high. Let's offset it by 300. So even if we put this in shaded mode, you can still see the basketball court. So let's try to array this if we can. Yeah, we can array. We can have 4. To the second. So that's 4 basketball courts in one length of the football field. So that means we can really have 16 of this. So if I array it again on the long side, I have 4. So that's 16 is too much. Actually 12 is just the right number. Okay. Maybe we can put 2 more. So let's take one of these and rotate it. Yeah, I think. That's okay. So this is the verdict. Approximately we can place 14 basketball NBA size basketball court into a football field. So that's the football field. Let's lift it up a bit. So that's the football field. Wow, this is amazing. So much for that. Now let's do some drafting. Let's do some drafting in Revit. We'll go to the view, and we have the option here, which is drafting view in Revit. So we'll use 1:10 scale. Click OK. So in the annotate tab, we have the detail line. This is what we'll be doing. So this is like we're doing drafting in AutoCAD. So let's have this as our reference, our football field, which is 105 by 68 meters. Let's start a rectangle by let's set a rectangle size 105 and 68 meters. How can we see this marking clearly? Okay. Okay. That's the marking that we can use. They're using yards. Oh, okay, there's also meters. So let's zoom it in a bit. Okay, we can crop this actually. We can just crop this. Let's save this. So let's bring in our reference. We can insert an image, of course. We can import an image in Revit. Let's have the football right there. We just bring it there as our reference. So earlier we need a 105 by 68 meters rectangle. Let's do a rectangle in annotate, detail line, then you can just choose this rectangle and draw from here, and we can type in the dimension, right? So this is 68 meters, 68,000 by 105. So that is the size we are talking about. Seems like the scale that we use is a bit big, so maybe we can go 1:50, and this image we can enlarge it, of course. Now, okay, in doing drafting in Revit, you can actually trace the images that you have placed. But in this case, we don't need to trace it because we have the dimensions given. So for the goalie area, let's start with the goal area where they put the ball when they do the penalty kick. So it's 11 meters to the end line. So let's draw a line from the midpoint, which is 11 meters. There. And let's place our circle there. So we are doing our drafting in Revit. I've just made the rectangle and placed that circle where they put the ball for the penalty kick. And now let's put on this let's put on the center line, which is 915 meters in radius. So let's do the line at the mid-court and create that circle, which is how many meters? 9.15. So 9150 there. And let's do that rectangle again, which is 16.5. So the entire thing is how much? It's 11 meters by 2, that is 22 meters, and another 18 meters. 22 by 18, about 40 meters. So let's do first the 18.32 meters there. Start with the reference line in the middle, and then let's use the offset tool. So half of 1832 is 916, right? 9160. Let's offset 9160, click the detail line and tick on offset distance 9160. Okay, so that's 9160 there, 9160 going there. How about the it's 11 meters, so let's change this to 11 meters and use the offset tool of 11 meters. So it seems like this image is not to scale, right? Because it's 11. Oh, okay. Oh, it's only 5.5 meters. Sorry for that. Let's make it 5500. So it's here. Okay, that's 5500. Let's remove that line. Then let's close it using this tool, or trim extend to corner. So the same tool that we use in drawing walls or modify tools can be used when we are doing drafting in Revit. Let's just make this circle a little bit bigger. Okay. So it can be obvious. It's too big. Maybe, yeah, that's good enough. And let's look at that. 16.5 meters, and the offset that by another 11 meters. Okay, so let's do another offset of 11. 11, yeah, it's 11 meters. Offset that into this there, and 16.5. 16,500 going that way. Okay, now we can close this using that tool. 16.5, that's 11. This is 5.5 meters. I think we did it. Okay, and what is the radius of that goal? 10 yards. It says it has a 10 yards radius. How? Okay, let's just do another circle. Let's do another circle with 915 meter radius. Okay, start from this point. Okay, circle, start this point with a 9150 radius. So that's the, yeah, and so we can just what do? We can trim this, right? We have a trim command in Revit. We can actually break the line first. Let's do a break it here and there, and then delete this part. Then the next thing is to use this tool, trim extend single element or multiple element. Use this and then click there. Okay, so we have that size, and obviously we can just do our mirror tool to mirror this penalty area using our big axis. This can be the axis, and there you go. So we have now the line drawing, two-dimensional drawing of the football field done in Revit. So many people are asking, is it essential that I have CAD skills, AutoCAD skills before I learn Revit? The answer is yes and no. It is essential because the commands that you have learned in AutoCAD can be are very useful because we do the same process in AutoCAD. No, because if you are starting from scratch, you can learn the same tool. So here's the question many of our friends are asking. Is it valuable for me to know AutoCAD before I learn Revit? I'm saying yes, because the skills that you have developed in AutoCAD, doing drafting digitally, will be very useful because we have the similar commands and tools here in Revit. So it would be very advantageous actually for experienced AutoCAD users to level up and use Revit for their workflow. And as you know, the drafting view is something that you can place in sheets. Let's just do a demonstration of that. Let's have one sheet. Let's save the project first. I'll just keep this in my documents. 2023 football. Save that. Okay, let's open A1 metric. So this is a metric size title block. Let's go back to the drafting view. We'll just remove this image. And now for the size, I will now rescale this into 1:1000, so it would fit the sheet. Otherwise, we might not be able to fit it. So let's bring it in. Okay, so this is how the football field looks like when it is in 1:1000 scale. So if we select it, we can actually change the scale here in the properties bar. And probably let's try 1:200. Is it too big? It's just right. Yeah. So how do you rotate? So if you decided to rotate the view to 90 degrees, how do you rotate views in Revit? So let's try this. Go to the drafting view. We can actually rotate the entire thing because these are drawing lines, and if you go back there, it is already rotated. Or if you're already here, you can activate the view, select the viewport, and you don't have an option to rotate it here, but yeah, you don't have an option to rotate it here. It's different from let's compare rotating a drafting view with a plan view. Obviously in our site we have this football field. Okay, if we are going to the top view, it's something like that. Let's just remove or hide the basketball courts. We've hidden the basketball courts in our 3D view, and now we can have the site plan. Right here. Let's also hide them here. Let's hide them the category of the field. So if we are looking at the sheet now, we just probably let's have another sheet, or maybe let's change the scale of this to 500. Okay, it will be 500 scale right there. It's not a rotated view. And now let's bring in our site plan. What is the scale of our site plan? It's 1:100. Obviously it won't fit, but we know that if it's 1:500, it would fit perfectly on the vertical view. So let's try to bring it in the site plan. Bringing in the site plan here. Why can't I bring the site plan? Okay, let's open the let's have it shaded, and let's show the crop region. So that's the crop region. Let's just adjust the crop region a little bit. So that's the crop region. I am in the site plan view, and let's bring that to our sheet. So it's that big. What's that scale? It's in 1:100 scale. We don't want that. We can just go for 1:200. 200 seems to fit. Yeah, but it will fit better if we rotate the view. So how do we rotate the view in Revit? A drafting view cannot be rotated on the sheet, because you need to rotate it in the drafting view itself. So if you have that, you can rotate it just like this, because we are talking about lines. Now if you are in the site plan, we will not be rotating the model itself. What will be rotating is the viewport. Okay, what we'll do is we can rotate this viewport to 90 degrees. Okay, now you have that rotated like this, and you can resize your keyboard. Mind you, we did not rotate the model itself. It is in the same orientation. Let's look at that. It's still the same orientation here in the 3D view. To prove that, we'll show you the basketball court. So it's still there. The basketball courts are still there. That's an height category. So the basketball courts that we placed inside the football field are still in the same location. So we did not rotate the model. So what we see now here is a rotated view of the football field. We can move it here probably, and then the drafting view can be shifted right there. We can move the annotation. Right there. Okay, so of course, if you activate this view, you can hide the crop region of the model. Okay. So that is a bit of drafting in Revit, and I hope this knowledge have been helpful to all our subscribers and to our friends. Hope you keep watching our videos. Please like and subscribe, and please share it with your groups, with your friends, so that more can benefit from this learning. Maraming salamat po, and see you on our next video.